is the pattern of the annual paper questions start with 2018, 19, 20. So this pattern was there in the exam paper. They will give you kind of complex flow charts and ask some question related to that. Therefore, you must be able to understand how it is working, then so that you can easily get the answer. Because remember, this question is not a difficult question. You need to, but you can't get the answer immediately. Remember, in the exam paper in the A level, I recommend not to start the questions like this. Because in the MCQ paper, there are some questions where you can directly write the answers immediately. So because in the MCQ, time is very critical. This one takes some time. You can't immediately decide the answer for this kind of question. Therefore, in the annual paper, remember, you need to select the questions where you can directly write the answers immediately. First, complete those questions. If you find any difficulties in one question, don't spend so much time on that. Because students do like that. Students go through each question one by one and they spend more time on the one question. And then you struggle to find the answer in one question. So don't do that one, especially this timing is very important in the this MCQ paper. Therefore, remember in the MCQ type paper, there are some questions where answers are very straightforward. At the same time, there are some questions, the answers are not straightforward, it takes some time. Now, when you take this kind of question, remember this question takes some time. You can't take the answer immediately. If you take the answer immediately, that answer may not be correct. Therefore, always you need to identify the what questions are very easy and what questions where the answers are very straightforward, and select those questions and write the answers immediately. So whenever you find some difficulties in a question, there can be some questions which is very difficult, and there can be some situation the question has some errors. Therefore, when you find some difficulty in selecting answer, or it takes some time to get the answer, don't spend so much time on that question. Just ignore that question. Ignore that question. Then you can go to the other parts, because there can be some other questions which are very easy, but you don't have time to write the answers. Therefore, this time management in the examination is a very important thing. So that is why I'm always telling that there are some students who has very good knowledge, but after complete the exam, you get very low mark. The reason is learning something is one thing, and writing the answers to the exam is another strategy or another new thing actually. It's a pattern. So you should learn how to write the answers in the exam. So therefore, especially time management in the examination is very important and very critical. Because sometimes there can be some question which is very difficult, or there can be situation, as I mentioned earlier, there can be some situation, some questions can be with some errors. Because if you look at some past papers, there are some questions which have some errors. So in that case, you may not be able to find the answer directly or correctly. So therefore, in that situation, everyone get the full marks for that question. So therefore, when you find some difficulty in one question, don't spend so much time on that question. Just ignore that one and go to the other questions, and then write the answers. And just highlight or just mark what question you did not write the answers, so that later you can come back to the questions you have just ignored and then attend to them and write the answers. In the first round, don't spend so much time for one question where you find difficulties in finding the answers. Because if you spend so much time in one question, then you know that you have spent a lot of time, and then you are not getting the answer. Then you may lose your confidence, because confidence is very important in the examination. Therefore, you are losing the time, you are losing the confidence both. Therefore, in examination, time management is important. Therefore, if you keep your time without wasting, that is very important, because in that case, the advantage is you are not losing the time, and you are not losing the confidence. Both is there. Therefore, when you just select the question, first identify what questions you can immediately attend and write the answers. Especially the second paper. We know in the structured essay, we need to write the answers for all. And essay type question, we have selection. So there also, you need to identify the questions very clearly. Even if you spend some time to select the questions, that doesn't matter actually. So no need to write the answer from the given question order 1, 2, 3, 4. Just identify what are the questions which are very straightforward and where you're familiar with the answer. So then start on that kind of question. Then what happen? Since you are familiar with the question pattern, then you are writing the answers very quickly. Then you are saving the time and you are increasing your confidence. That is very important in the examination. So therefore, remember these kind of questions I'm not recommending for you to start. First, these are taking more time actually, because you can't say immediately you can't get the answer. But there are some questions where you can directly or immediately you can write the answers. Now let's see in this question, which of the following are correct regarding the algorithm expressed by the above flow chart. It takes 10 inputs. Now the better thing is, now it takes 10 inputs that you can check here actually, but you can see in here, there is a input also, and they are asking the output also. Therefore, in this kind of question, if they ask the outputs, if they ask you to find the outputs, definitely you need to create this kind of table. This kind of table you need to create. So therefore, it is better you can do the illustration of the algorithm by using a table like this. So in this table, you can quickly prepare this table. Then you can easily understand how many times it is running and what task it is doing. Like now you can, by just going through this one line by line also, you can understand. But there can be situation where you may get some, if you miss something, you may lose your marks. Therefore, it is better if they ask to find out the outputs for the given inputs, better to create this kind of table and find out the output without just randomly going through the algorithm. So when you are creating the table, how do you find out what columns must be there? These columns you can decide based on the variables here. So here the one variable is I, the other variable is a result, another variable is n. So like you can see in this algorithm, we have different variables. One is I, which is equal to 1. This is here. The other one is the result, which is equal to 0. That is here. The other one is input n, that is here. And then the input n is given as this. This is the n inputs. That is, you can input multiple values for this algorithm. So these are the inputs you are going to consider here. So initially input is how much? 2. Therefore, you can take the initial input as 2. So those are the initial values in this algorithm. And then we have executed these 3 lines. Then you come to this line. So what is this line? Where you calculate n divided by 2. That is a remainder calculation actually. What is this operator? We'll discuss this operator in under Python, which is what we call the remainder. When the number divided by 2, this will give you the remainder. Then what you do? We check whether this remainder is equal to 0. Remainder is equal to 0. Now we divide the number by 2 and check whether the remainder is equal to 0. We know when a number divided by 2, if the remainder is 0, that number is an even number. Even number. So this condition is true for all even numbers, because when a number divided by 2, remainder is 0 means even number. Even number. So if it is even number, we take this path. If it is odd number, no means odd number. If it is odd number, we'll do this calculation. So then initially, what is the input? Initially input is 2. Then what do you do? We divide 2 by 2. Is the remainder 0? Yes, because 2 can be exactly divisible by 2. That is yes. Yes means you take this part. Nothing will happen. There what you do? I is incremented by 1. I is how much? 1. Then I is incremented by 1, 2. I is incremented by 1, 2. Then we just come here, check whether I less than equal 10. I is how much? 2. 2 less than equal 10. Yes, condition is true. Condition is true means you go back. We need to go back again. We need to go back again. Then we ask the next input. Then you ask the next input. What is the next input? Next input is 8. So the next input value is 8. Then again the same process. We check whether 8 divided by 2 is 0. Now when the 8 divided by 2 is 0, yes, that is correct, because 8 is an even number. Even number means we just take this path. Nothing will happen. I will be incremented. I will be incremented. I will be how much? I is currently 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. I is incremented by 1. Then you checked here, is the 3 less than 10? Yes. 3 less than 10 means yes. Then you take this path again. Then input the next value. What's the next value? Input is 9. Input is 9. Then you check whether 9 divided by 2. Is the remainder 0? No. So when the 9 divided by 2, remember remainder is not 0. Remainder is not 0 means you take this path. You take this path. So in that path, we just increment the result. So this result is incremented by n. N is how much? N is currently 8. Therefore, result is how much? 0. Then result should be incremented by 8. I think it should be corrected. So here n is 8. Sorry, n is 9 now. Sorry, n is 9. 9 plus result. Result is how much? 0. Then 9 plus 0 is 9. So this is updated as 9. Then I is incremented by 1. Then I will be 4. And then we check the 4 less than 10. Yes. Then you go back. Input the next 10. Next 10 is how much? 3. Then you check the 3 divided by 2. Is it 0? Remainder? No. No means this path. Then the 3 will be added to the result. Result is currently how much? 9. For this 9, this input value will be added. That is how much? 3. 9 plus 3 is 12. Then the I is incremented. Then I becomes 5. Then you check whether 5 less than 10. Yes. Then you go back. And input the next value. What's the next value? 4. Is the 4 divided by 2 0? Yes. That is, it's an even number. So nothing will happen. I will be incremented. I become 6. Is the 6 less than 10? Yes. Then you take this path again. Take the next input. Next input is 10. So then you 10 divided by 2. Remainder. Is the remainder 0? Yes. 10 is divisible by 2. Remainder is 0. Then I is incremented by 1. I become 7. Then is a 7 less than 10? Is a 7 less than 10? Yes. Condition is true. Next input is 6. Then 6 divided by 2, remainder is 0. Yes. Then you take this part. I is incremented. I becomes 8. Then is the 8 less than 10? Yes. Then you take this part. Next input is how much? 5. So 5 divided by 2 is the remainder is 0. No. 5 divided by 2 remainder is 1. Then it is added to the result. Result is how much? 12. Then 12 plus 5. Now the input is 5. So 12 plus 5 is 17. Then the I will be incremented. Then I will be 9. Is the 9 less than 10? Yes. Then you take the next input. What's the next input? Next input is 13. So 13 divided by 2, remainder is 0? No. 13 is added to the result. Result is how much? 17. 70 plus 13 is how much? 30. Then I is incremented by 1, then I becomes 10. Is the 10 less than equal to 10? Yes. Then you take the next input. Next input is 19. So then 19 divided by 2, remainder is not 0, not it is 1. Therefore, result is updated by the n. N is how much? 19. Then 30 minus 19 is 49. Then I will be incremented. Then I will be how much? 11. Is the 11 less than 10? Condition is false. Then exit. You need to create this kind of table. Now this will be incremented again and again. Now here the first thing it asks, it takes 10 inputs. Yes, because it takes, here you can see we have seen it takes up to inputs are taken as 2 to 19. 2 to 19 means here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it takes 10 inputs. That's correct. Once you trace it through this table, you can easily identify it. It takes 10 inputs. Because when here 10 n is 11, 11 means this condition is false, exit. Therefore, it reads the 10 inputs. Then it computes the sum of the even numbers. Now here, remember it is not getting the sum of the even numbers because n divided by 2 remainder 0 means that is even number. When it is even number, it doesn't do anything. So it it takes the odd numbers. It takes odd numbers and added together. What are the odd numbers here? Now you can see here the odd numbers are 9, 3, 5, 13, 19. Those will be added. That is why you get the final answer as a 49. That is basically it adds odd numbers. It adds odd numbers, but it adds odd numbers. Now you can see the 7 is odd number. 7 is odd number, but it won't be added because it reads only up to 10 numbers. Therefore, this is correct, but this is wrong. To make 100 inputs, only modifying is I less than 10 will be sufficient. So therefore, remember I less than 10 is sufficient. That's enough because if I want to run this one 100 times, only just add the 0 here, that's enough. Then it runs 100 times. Therefore, the answer is A and C. A and C. Is that clear? 23, 2018 A level. Now, the second part, now you can see in the second part, you're asking what is output. Now, if you just, now without creating this table like this, if you just try to understand what is going on here, that is then you understand, okay, this will take input. This will find out whether it is a even number, nothing will be done. If it is odd number, it will be added. Then if you just suddenly decide like that, then you understand this will do the addition of odd numbers. Then without thinking how many times it is running, without creating this table like this, if you just add the odd numbers, then you can see the odd numbers are 3 plus 5, 8, then 8 plus 13, 21, 21 plus, sorry, odd numbers are here, 9 is there. 9 plus 3. 9 plus 3 is 12. 12 plus 5 is 17. 17 plus 30 is 13 is 30. 30 plus 19 is 49. 49 plus 7 is 56. Then sum is to you may select this answer. But you need to be careful because this algorithm takes only 10 inputs. When you do the 10 inputs, it runs only up to this point. It doesn't take this 7. But if you just look at this one and just Identify, okay, this will do the addition of the odd numbers. If you just add the odd numbers, you get this answer, but that answer is wrong. That is why I told you in this kind of question, you can't take a sudden decision. You need to create this kind of table to identify it clearly, the answer. Because this is the pattern of the question you will get in the A-level paper. Definitely this kind of question will be there. Now you can see the 2019 also similar kind of question. We have just start by n. N initial value is how much? Input value is 6. Then n initial value is 6. Then a is initial value 0. Then you check whether n is negative, no. Then input the next x. Next input value is how much? 3. Then the x is equal to how much? 3. Then 3 divided by 2. 3 divided by 2 remained equal to 0? No. It is 3 cannot be divided by x value 2. It is not equal to 0. Then you take this path. Nothing will happen. N is decremented. N become 5. Then you go here. Is the 5 negative? No. Take the next input. Next input is how much? 6. Next input is 6. Then 6 divided by 2 remained equal to 0. Yes, that is true. A is incremented. A becomes 1. N is decremented by 1. N becomes 4. Then you go back here again. Is there negative? No. Take the next input. Next input is how much? 4. Next input is 4. Is the 4 divisible by 2? Yes. It is equal to 0. Yes. A is incremented 2. And then n is decremented by 1. N becomes 3. Then you go here. Is there negative? No. Input the next value. Next value is how much? 12. Then 12 divided by 2 remained is 0. Yes. A is incremented 3. And n is decremented by 1. N becomes 2. Then you go here. Is the 2 negative? No. Input the next value 11. Is the 11 divided by 2 remainder 0? No. No means nothing will happen. You just come here. And n is decremented by 1. N becomes 1. And 1 less than 0? No. Then take the next input 9. And is the 9 divisible by 2? No. No means you take this path. N is decremented by 1, 0. Is the 0 less than 0? Yes. Output how much? A. So output value is how much? 3. Is that clear? Output is 3.
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Now, can you tell me the purpose of the program? What is the meaning of this value 3? What is its output? What it does actually? So these are the input number 6, 3, 6, 4, 12, 11, 9. These are the inputs. Now tell me what is the purpose of this algorithm? Yes, good. Very good. What it does? Now here 3 means now actually what it does. Now the purpose is to, now here we determine whether it is odd number or even number. X divided by 2, 0 means even number. So we just count this variable represent, to find the, not just find the value now, because the output is 3. Now what is the meaning of this value 3? What's the meaning of this value 3? That's the purpose. That purpose is to, you can see, here we determine whether number is, if it is odd number, nothing will be done. If it is even number, what do you do? If it is even number, this variable will be incremented by 1. So then this variable represent which one? This variable represent the count of the even numbers. That means when you input the numbers, yes, when you input the numbers, it will count how many numbers are even numbers. Now here we input the 3, 6, 4, 12, 11, 9. These are the inputs. Out of that, how many numbers are even? That is 6 is even, 4 is even, 12 is even. That means 3 numbers are even. 3 numbers are even. So basically this algorithm is to count how many numbers are even. Then what is this first 6? What is this first 6? What it decide? Remember, this first 6 is the one who decide the loops. He is the one who decide how many inputs must be taken. Now here the input is 6. Therefore we have taken 3, how many inputs? We have taken the 6 inputs. Yes. Remember here the first value 6. indicate how many inputs you are going to take. Now here there are how many inputs? 3 here and other 3 here, 6 inputs. Therefore, first input value determine how many times this loop is running. Then you take each input and you decide how many of them are even numbers and count how many are even. So the purpose is to count how many input numbers are even numbers.